Good evening, gardening friends, and welcome to the first budget garden video of 2018. I'm actually going to try and make this as simple as possible. I'm just going to do it in one take. We'll throw a couple of pictures in, and hopefully I'll get this posted tonight. Not a lot has happened since the end of 2017. I've kind of been neglecting the garden, but now I've kind of I guess I kind of started with the whole Garden of Light thing, which you can see those other videos popping up. I've got the first experiment running. I'm going to try and get some kind of follow-up up maybe this weekend. It is now Wednesday, the 17th, I think, of January. But anyway, I just want to kind of give a quick update of what the garden looks like, and you can kind of see the, I forget what bulbs those were I planted. They grew up real quick and then just kind of stopped. And I don't think it's a water thing, because we had a big rainstorm about a week ago. I mean big. If you look on the news, you'll see the mudslides in Montecito. That's well north of me, but still Southern California. And that dumped a lot of rain over the course of like one day. At least a lot of rain when it comes to Southern California. Other regions, it might have been a trickle. We've still got one of our purple orchid trees here. They grow slowly. They were not doing well for a while, but now that they've gotten some water and I've started paying attention again, that's a good thing. This one over here was the polka dot plant. That is going to get replaced. I've already cut it down. That was pretty much dead. So here we've got one of the 4 o'clocks, the baby, if you will, which came, if I remember right, from a cutting from one of the others when it got damaged. So the cutting is doing well. Next to it, we've got one doing nicely. It's probably, what, almost 4 o'clock? And here we go. We got a flower. We got another one right over there. What else have we got? If I walk around, that was a volunteer, and it's still growing. I don't know what it is. I'm just going to let it keep growing. I like to have some green. This was the unknown tree that, oh, what was it? I pulled it up. It was actually kind of in the way, and right next to another tree, so it wouldn't have survived anyway. So I dug it up, transplanted it, watched it die off, and then come back. And probably about a month ago, it was pretty much all brown, and now it's kind of bouncing back, and you can see there's some new growth up near the top here. So it's just, I think that's just the cycle with this tree. Got another purple orchid back there, which is now branching. These are just slow growers, and we'll see what happens. Then over here we've got those the same bulbs. I really gotta maybe go back to my videos and try and find out what it is. If I can find it quickly, I'll put a note up right here on the screen. That takes us to, here's part of the Garden of Light thing. It's just me trying a different type of solar light. Keep in mind, that's the magnolia tree that pretty much shades the entire garden. So not much wants to grow down here. And then over here, we'll just kind of take you around where I've got all of these lights. These are all in roughly the same spot, or they're all together there, so they get the same amount of light during the day. That's part of the Garden of Light experiment. So those are, I reset them yesterday, put new batteries in, all about the same same capacity, actual capacity, not what it says on the battery, but what it actually tested at. Because that was causing some problems with trying to compare 2 heads versus 1. But I'll let you go watch the other video. I'll put the link in the description so you can follow along. That's about a half-hour video. The first 15 minutes are building, and the other 15 minutes are more technical stuff. And my follow-ups are going to be mostly technical. But if you really want the answer, I'm going to try and keep those videos simple. I just don't have the answer yet. That takes us over here to 2 new plants. Remember I said the polka dot was basically dead? Actually, there's a little plant growing right next to it. And actually I noticed another plant, where was it? somewhere over around the tree there was another sprout. So, I mean, you got some sprouts there growing. I'm just going to let things grow until they get in the way, and then we'll figure out. But I picked up 2 new plants today, went down to the Lowe's, and I don't normally want to advertise one particular company over another, but in this region at least, or at least in my neighborhood, the local Lowe's has racks that they put up where they put the plants that look like they're dying. And I mean, this is a jasmine plant here. This is, let me get the name. I don't know how well you're going to be able to see that, but that is Jasminium sambac, Arabian jasmine. And we got a fern, and I wanted to do a fern for a long time, but being Southern California, there's not a lot of ferns being sold. So I just got lucky that they happen to have this. And let me try and reposition here while I hold the camera with one hand. And I just want to make a record of it because, like I said with the bulbs, I didn't keep track of what the name was, and I threw away the package, which was stupid. So hopefully it's on a video. But that is a fern. It's supposed to be like an Australian sword fern, but if you actually look it up, the Latin name is different from the name that... It's not the actual one. A lot of them are actually called sword ferns when they're not actually the sword fern that came from Australia, I guess. But that's what we've got there. I'm going to figure out where to put them in the garden. And with that, I'll wrap up. And that's pretty much it for it. So for now. That's what I get for trying to do this in one take. This is the Budget Gardener signing off, saying, may your thumb and maybe your lights be green.